welcome. We'll be playing Endless Legend today, and this is my second time playing. This is Vemkrin here, his first time seeing any 4X game, so it'll be a kind of a little bit of a experienced / inexperienced view on the game.
Yep.
And
I look forward to it. I do enjoy the look. I've seen some trailers for this and stuff, and it does look pretty awesome, so I look forward to seeing him play.
although we agreed that he's not really the kind to play this on his own, so we figured we'll just go through it together. We definitely won't get a full game complete, because for those of you who are familiar with the games, a full 4X game from beginning to end is like 10 hours to 12 hours, so yeah. But
yeah, that's not gonna happen. I don't know.
We can always revisit
maybe in like segmented videos. Or
yeah, exactly. Who should we play as?
I think the necrophages are the ones that you always have to be in combat, right? Like you can never, you can't diplomacy. It was like either that or what was the other one? Go
the
to
Vaulters.
the list. The
Vaulters
Vaulters
they're the
the Marines looking ones, right?
Yeah, they're
the old knights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're basically knights / Marines is how I would describe them. So,
I would vote for one of those two. I don't know. I know you said you had a preference to the Wild Walker.
Well, no, I played a game as the Wild Walkers. I didn't actually. I like them. They're cool. I don't feel like they're anything special other than they're really good at ranged combat. So they're kind of good, just good at combat.
Coming to man.
I say we do Vaulters because the necrophages are kind of the always
you
at
wanna...
war thing is makes games hard.
Okay.
So and I'm not very good at these games. So how many people do we want to fight? I don't feel like we should.
That's your preference. I don't know your skills, and I don't know how difficult this game is. So
well, let's set the world size to normal because actually, if we're gonna do, let's do large and do this is all good.
To all of the people.
I didn't even know that was a setting.
Oh,
you can change. It randomly generates the world.
Oh, it doesn't. That's cool. Oh, but you can set like a.
You can. It's like Minecraft. You can set the.
Oh, that's
settings.
Cool. That's cool. World wrap. What is that?
World wrap is like looking at your map like a globe.
Oh.
If you spin it'll keep going. You know what I mean?
I do know that.
Because there is no there is a limit to travel north and south, but there isn't a limit to west. So if you keep going west, you'll come into your east of your empire, like you went around the world.
Okay.
We're gonna set it to large, Pangea, because there is no boats yet, so it's one.
So that would make that a whole
planet.
bunch more difficult. Temperature
we'll do Terran because that's basic. Region size.
Going large.
No, region size is the size.
I'm just saying the world size and stuff like that. Let's go crazy. Go large.
But I want to keep it at normal because what region size is it's the size of areas that are controlled by a city.
Yeah, I know what region size is.
Okay, well I think we should go normal.
I'm just telling you not to be a bitch is what I'm trying to tell you.
We're going normal.
Okay.
Let's see. We'll do 2 enemies. Because yeah, and I'm just gonna go random, like whatever they are, that's what they are. And do we want to be blue?
I like green. I'm a green guy.
All right, we'll go green. Oh, we're not going.
Oh yeah, you don't.
We're going Vaulters. All right, and I don't think any of this other stuff can be set yet because it's still an alpha. One of the cool things that I like about this is when it's when it's generating the world, it like shows some like biblical sort of within that shape, continents rose up from the seas, sort of.
That's cool.
Like it's actually building the world.
Lore and stuff like that.
Well, yeah.
Kind of like a background.
Yeah, for that sort of thing.
The reasons of why this is.
I just think it's cool because it's like that's what's actually happening because they're using world generation. You know what I mean?
The void became the shape, and the shape became the land, and the land became rich, and all that is me. whatever that word
Ariga.
is. Ariga.
Or Origa. I say Ariga. But
Erga. I'll just call it Erga for now.
it's cool because in the trailer they showed it as, like the trailer for it was from. She said like I have been many things. I have like it was supposed to be her, and then she talks about.
I like how it goes from that to initializing rendering technique.
Yeah. Whoa, I'm scrolling. Okay, here we are. That's us. We can't.
Are you
change
always
the
a
angle.
female?
There's a lot of girls in this. Like most of the armies are entirely girls.
The
and, like,
trailer I saw, I guess it's just the same faction that he
it's
played
this
as.
faction's
it just happened to
hero
turn out
as
to
of
be the
right
same
now.
one.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I think it's
recall.
it's because I have this chick. I don't think they have a lot of names in the random, name list.
Oh.
So in the beginning, what we got to do here is.
How would you pronounce that? Petrov
Judith the third.
I got the Petrov, the third part, the Judith, like.
Judith the third.
Judith? I Judith. I Judith up.
I do that. All right. As you can see, there's
Jewish.
4 here.
Yeah.
That means, and she's the hero. That means she's the general of this army of.
And she's got like
4 units.
Yeah.
Right now, in the beginning of the game, your unit cap is 4. You have to go into your research tree and grab the this one here, Metacratic promotion. But that's for later. Right now we have to make a city, and we're free to move around. So let's explore a little bit because when we make our city,
Is there any limit to your movement with her? This is turn-based.
Yes, it is turn-based, but this is my first hex-based 4X game, and something I noticed about it is I feel like the turns, the only reason that there are turns is it's almost like a how much you can do at once. It's like to keep it from being an RTS, but it's not an RTS, if you know what I mean. You'll have to see what I mean, but like
so you're kind of
I just moved 2 spaces, but it didn't like, oh, that's your thing for the turn. Now I can click over here and move the rest of my 2 spaces. But now I'm out of my 2 spaces for the turn. I have to end the turn, and it has to acknowledge what the NPCs are doing. Multiplayer, I think the way they're going to do it is it's going to be simultaneous turn. Like everyone takes their turns, and things happen, and then when you hit the end, when everyone is done and they hit the end turn button, everything happens at once.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
That's cool.
So that's called simultaneous turn, simultaneous resolution. The other way they might do it is simultaneous turn, which means everybody's taking their turns at the same time, and then then once everyone has done with their end turn phase, it plays out in a certain order of people.
I think the only turn-based strategy games I've ever played were actual like board games. I don't think I've ever played like a video game that was turn-based.
It's interesting. Some games do it, like if you've seen me play MechWarrior Tactics, it's simultaneous turn. Like you say what you give them commands, but they don't do it, and then when you hit end turn, everything happens at once, which is an interesting way.
Like I played plenty of RTSs. I played so many different kinds, and I enjoy them. But I feel like the only ones the only one that I've ever really enjoyed were either the Warhammer series or the Company of Heroes, which you got me into.
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
Got me into
Company
the
of Heroes
second
is really good, but
amazing graphics on that game.
It's nuts.
It's blown away by the graphics on such like small figures and such.
Okay, so back to this. What we need to do here is we need to place our city, and like I said, we're free to explore to find a good place because, as you can see, it plants. When I put my city over a location, it shows all the hexes for the resources that I'll be gaining. You want a good amount of industry because industry is how the city levels up, and like if the city is not putting out any industry, then it's going to be a grueling process to get it leveled up and putting out units and stuff.
Okay.
But you also want it to have enough food because food makes the population higher, and if the population is higher, it can put out more industry and other stuff.
Yeah,
and you get to,
an overall
I'll show you that
kind
system.
of output, I suppose, more manpower.
Yeah, you can move the population around to tell them to focus on certain things.
Okay, that makes sense.
So
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Over here is a lot of science, and these guys are good at science, so I would say we should try for science.
Try for science, yeah. That makes sense.
but I don't like any of these. We're gonna have trouble moving to the left.
What's that?
Can I use the arrow? Okay, I can use the arrow keys because you're dual screen when I move the mouse.
Oh.
I can do that, but I'll use the arrow keys. Let's see. We'll go to the left. That's the end of our turn. We can't really do anything now. We'll make some research.
God damn it, Tom.
Sorry. Now in Era 1, the way this works is it's divided up into 4 separate fields of research: economy and population, military, science and industry, and empire and expansion.
Okay.
And you can do any of these in any order you want.
Just whatever you feel
but
is
once you
necessary.
you see how there's 2 ticks on this circle here?
Mm-hmm.
Once it's fully ticked, that's because there's 2 things already researched because of the empire we are. We come with public library and open pit
So that's
mining.
why there's 2 ticks over there?
Yeah, once that gets filled up with ticks from us researching enough here, this era will become unlocked. And likewise for all the eras.
As you continue to go through.
Yeah, these eras aren't full yet because it's still in alpha, but yeah. We'll get to this era pretty quickly because these guys are very sciencey. And once you get to I think it's once you hit era 4, you get this right here, Mithrite and Hyperium are rare and expensive, excellent weapons. I think they create that's when we start getting guns and lasers and shit. I don't know. I haven't really got there yet.
Lasers and shit.
God damn it! I minimized the game. Okay.
How did you manage that?
I clicked over here.
Oh.
And for right now, I'm gonna say we should probably focus on money because you can use money to buy out things that are being built, like an instant buy.
Okay, that makes sense.
And
if you do an instant buy, I assume it could honestly it could go towards anything else. If you buy a town or whatnot, I don't exactly know.
Well,
I'm talking out my ass here, but
cities plant themselves down immediately, but when you're building something, I'll show it to you. It'll be explained. But what I did here is Empire Mint because that's plus dust on my city. Real close next is Seed Storage, which is it boosts your food production and food storage and stuff, which is good for making your city generally more productive. And then Prisoners, Slaves, and Volunteers, which is honestly a terrible upgrade, but it gives you the ability to make instant buys on building things much cheaper. So,
which is a kind way of putting
yeah, we're using
your
slave labor. Yeah, totally. All right, so it's gonna go in that order, and that's just because that was the order I clicked in. We'll end turn, and you'll see now it says that's 1 turn away.
So, how, what determined how many points you could put into those things, though? What?
Well, I just said that was what I wanted to focus on. First,
you didn't actually
second,
get
and third.
those.
I didn't actually get them. They're blue
so
when you get them.
They're working on it right now.
Yeah, you see it's got the thing going around. What determines when I get them is you see at the top of that tooltip, you see research costs 24. I guess I don't have any way to really tell right now because I don't even have a city yet. So I guess I'm not gonna get that at all until I build a city. But
you have to do. You're still working on that, right?
What it is you output a certain amount. Cities collectively output a certain amount of research per turn. Okay. And when your research, none of your points stack up into a storage. They just are, and you put out that much per turn. I mean, there are some storages you can get later, but.
All right.
And let's see. So we want to put our city down first, and
There's signs there. That's a pretty good spot.
That's a decent amount. Yeah, we'll do that. So okay, now we have a city. And you can see she's still standing there. Now she's gone down to 3 because the settler's gone.
Oh, that's cool. That's not a completely built. I guess it'll work up.
It is no. That's completely built, but I have to kind of manage. You'll see how it progresses later on. You build boroughs, which turn these into more city centers.
That's what I'm saying. That'll actually
and then it actually
progress
really
into
out.
A larger.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's what I figured. With the way it looked, doing that, that's pretty neat.
So this is Valdea, I guess, is the name of our city. And as you can see, this is the Empire population management up here. As you can see, there's 1 population.
Okay.
which obviously is a round-off number. It's probably like 100,000 people or something. They're putting... I have them in food right now. They're putting out 3 food. And this is the population thing. It's 7 turns till I grow to 2 population.
Okay.
I think I might actually want to move them over to science. See, it bumped up the science production. Actually,
-1 though in
not
food.
Gonna,
I
not
was
gonna
about to
do
say,
that. Never mind.
Because then you're gonna be starving your people. Yeah, because you don't have much food from this place right here. You only got that one spot, so.
And these down here are my empire upgrades.
That might have been.
I can produce these to. I can click on these and it goes into the build queue for this city, and that's how many turns till that thing. So say I did a bunch of stuff here, it would be like.
So with these saying like 20 or 12, 20, 34, I'm assuming like you get pretty high in the amount of turns you take in this game.
You get really high. My last game was 300 turns before I won, which is about 12 hours.
Okay.
But if it's taking you 20 turns and 34 turns to produce something, that means your city's not being managed properly.
Oh, well, so those will get decreased.
That will decrease as my resource outputs.
Okay. All right, that makes perfect sense.
So,
I don't know why I didn't even think of that.
We might want to do, I guess.
Okay.
Let's see. Let's do Founders Hall Founders Memorial, because that's just a general up on all of our stuff.
Okay.
Can only be built once in your empire, so that'll basically make it our capital. We'll grab this girl, and have her explore ruins next turn, because, ruins, when you explore ruins, you get, like, dust, which is the currency of the game, and, yeah.
How quick would you say the combat, or you, like,
how
quickly does it turn into, like, to get into, like, violence, I should say? Like, are other countries quick to be like, oh, I'm just gonna attack you?
Right now, they're kind of. It took me a while. I was Wild Walkers, and I fought up against Vaulters last time, and it took like.
And that was only versus one other person. It was you and one other person.
they were strolling through my empire and stuff, and I had armies near them in case they tried to pull anything, but I was still what was considered when you meet someone, and you don't
know what to do.
Well, when you meet someone at first, it puts your
Cold War.
Cold War, yeah. It puts your diplomatic state into Cold War, and then you can, after being around them for a little bit, you can propose a peace, and then during peace, if you initiate trade routes and become friendly with them, then you can initiate an alliance where they'll actually come and help you fight.
Okay, that makes sense. And I'd assume you can benefit from, like, things they get and things
exactly,
they get
exactly.
Okay.
Right now, there is no, like, there is a propose peace button, but it doesn't do anything. Like, you click on it and it doesn't work. It's a bug right now. So we can't use any diplomacy.
Alpha, so.
We're gonna have to kill everything. But at least we got the time.
Fighting 2 guys, then having more than one faction to go up against, this could take like twice as long than your
maybe
last
not
game.
As long. It could go a lot faster if we get dead sooner.
We could
but
they could be making like an alliance right now, and you just come to fuck you up for all you know.
Yeah, I mean it's turn-based, so they're restricted. Like, they're not doing anything. If you go down here and you see score, their score's a lot higher than us because we took a little time to find our city. They probably just plopped it down where they were.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I'm not too concerned about that, because as long as I don't, like, I mean, if one of them is necrophages, then I'm gonna be a little pissed, but because I'm terrible at these games. But we have our.
I am kind of. I guess I'll see, because you have to combat, but I am curious to see what the combat looks like more than anything.
It's
I'm
like
initiative.
To
see how that would go.
It's initiative based, and like, you'll see.
Yeah.
Not get too far ahead of our stuff. Okay, so we got a quest. You always get a quest on your second turn.
Okay.
It tells you a little bit about the Vaulters. There's some lore up here. Amplitude's really good with making lore in their games. Endless Space was the same way. And the objective is assimilate the Delvers. Some villages have been identified in a nearby region called Fedora. And I get some spices for that. So that is a faction quest. So like we have to do it. Not to advance, we could just ignore the quests, but like if we want to continue in quests.
But if you want to proceed a little bit faster, it'd probably help.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, I think we should probably leave it at that. We don't want to make the videos too long. We're at 20 minutes now on recording.
Yeah, okay.
So, I think we'll cut it off now and leave it at that. This is Vemkrin.
And this is Feral, so thanks. Thanks for watching. Bye.